Hello everyone and welcome to this cast of this Man Machine game that we had a while back, and I thought this game was pretty interesting because I thought both teams did really well on it. So if you're new to manned machines, at first you have a selection mode, and then when the volunteers have started you get the robot team and the human team, and the robots are usually just assigned some random robots in the beginning and then you can pick whatever. So this is the map Underground, a custom MVM map that we have repurposed into a manned machines map. So what's different about this map compared to normal maps is that you can build on all the roofs. Like all of this top area here is available for engineers to capture. So this mode is very vertical compared to regular TF2, and you can do a lot of interesting stuff there. So let's talk about the robot composition. So generally as a robot, you have a very small range of where you are scary. It's usually pretty close to the robot, like in their vicinity. There's not many robots that's pretty good at long range, so that means like the robots kind of have to deathball it together and just kind of do the objective, and that's that. Like if you try to chase humans as a robot, their humans will just run away and you're basically wasting your time. So it's currently 18 versus 6, which is like the ideal number of players that we have set for this mode. So it's basically 3 humans per robot, basically. So a robot, if a robot and 3 humans engage, it should be slightly favored to the robots with how, you know, class scaling works, because you can often just force different engagements. So let's see how the robot team is going to push here. Now, I'm on the robot team and I have a slight memory of this, but generally like getting any kind of robot, medic robot, and a couple of heavies in the beginning is really good. And we also have Mortar Mac here, which is like a very easy robot to get a lot of stuff done with. So, gates open. This is also a while back, so some robots might not work exactly the same way as they do here. They might work a bit differently. So, already we just kind of go on the cart, or the robots have to go on the cart and just start pushing and just kind of not care much for that. So humans, of course, have access to Uber and all kinds of other stuff. And also lately, like, we've added some upgrades and like stuff for the humans to have on certain weapons, like sniper rifles have explosive headshots and stuff like that. So you can see the robots have a pretty good start here. Just starting, we have like the double sentry setup, I would guess. So you have like Samwiz, which is one of the new robots that we're still currently testing, and a sentry, kind of doing the same thing. And you can already see here that the humans have taken the high ground and starting to build sentries and stuff like that. And right now the robots don't have any jumpers, so they literally can't do anything about this. You have snipers on the roof. They're just going to be standing here uncontested, and but the cart's still going, right? Because there's the thing, like if you try to fight these robots, you have like the HiGPS robot, which is a pretty good standard robot just in general, because it can shoot down projectiles, and then you have Mortar Mac, which shoots like a bunch of sticks or bombs right at once. So like, if you try to stop the cart by going up here, you're going to get one shot, and if you don't get one shot, HiGPS is going to clean you up. So this is actually a very potent 3 robot combo here, and you need like 9 humans to stop this. But you can see the robots are not able to heal more than they're taking damage. If you just keep shooting at the robots, they will eventually die. So the goal for the robots in general is just to push the cart as long as you can, kind of act like a boss, kind of like don't care about positioning too much, just get the objective and then die. And of course, every time a robot dies, you can't see it here, but the robots, they have like these special robot coins that can use to get better robots. So here we have the robot teleporter. This is also getting reworked in the next update, but if you crouch and spawn, you get teleported to this exit, because you can't build an entrance, you can only build exit as the engineer. So this is actually like the respawn point, and kind of important, because the robots are so slow, and if you want to help like your team regroup and stuff like that, like the engineer is definitely the MVP. And also we have buffed the engineer, so he's not as slow anymore as he is here. So you can see we're just walking in the front. A tank is pretty good, just a damage sponge, just go in the front and like force players to like move away. This is an E-Executioner. Pretty strong robot, does a lot of damage. But you can see like the humans have a lot of surface area here, but I'm not sure how. I think Evil did manage to snipe the engineer here, so that was pretty good. And then you have the Uncle Dane bot, which is like pretty good. Like when he puts on a sentry, it's pretty hard to deal with it, and even if it goes down, he can just rebuild it. So there we go. So big strong push coming in here. for the robots. So, like 2 medics, like RA7 with Kritzkrieg and Skymint with the Vaccinator, makes this very hard to deal with. And you can't actually go on the cart to stop this very easily, because you do have that tank, and that tank does a lot of damage. Like, he's very slow, doesn't have any like resistances, but he does hit very hard. So what are the humans going to do to stop this? So one strategy that I've seen that is very good, because the humans have a lot of scouts, I think. Like, if you dedicate 1 scout per robot, the robots will be always taking mini-crit from that. You can see they take down the heavy, and then the medic falls, and then the push is over, because this robot he can't capture, right? He can't capture, and he can't block captures. That's the thing about the tanks. That's like their weakness. Like, they're really strong, they can kind of go whatever in tank stuff, but they can't block or do captures. So I think, yeah, here we have a robot change. We got Evil Dead switching to Ice Spear. A very, like, standard, easy robot. Very easy to do well. Doesn't require a lot of teamwork or coordination to do well with this robot, so just shoots. And then we have Dill right here playing as my robot. And you can see, like, the strategy for robots is, like, you have so much health. You can literally just walk in and start pushing the cart, right? And of course, scouts respawn faster in this round, so you can see, like, I think it was Cappy that just died. And he has, like, yeah, and he's back, more or less, from that kill. If you get killed by a robot, you respawn faster, but if you get killed by yourself or something, you don't. So, capture coming in. Scouts, very underrated in this mode. You can see where the robots are coming in to try and stop this, or to cap this, but you can see just in the nick of time, very good defense there, double heavy. Look at all this damage. And then this tank, like, he kills the sentry, but he can't capture. Even though he has a lot of health, he can walk on the plate, but he can't really do anything. So, very, very good defense from the humans here. This mode is very much about adaptation and switching around. So here, good adaptation, getting the 2 heavies. And just doing damage. And here we go, another push. Because here's the thing about the robots, right? Every time they die, they have the potential to get a little bit stronger. And with the next update, the robot coins is going to be individual instead of team-based. So we're tweaking it. But you can see, like, proper focus fire makes it very difficult. But, like, the robots have a lot of time to do this. And here, Moonji has turned this into a jump pad and, like, slowly and methodically jumped up here as an engineer, and there is no way for an enemy spy to get up here. I mean, we have this sniper guy here who's just, like, trying to shoot these robots. So here the robots are entering what I like to call the suicide phase, which is you just go to the car, you try to push the cart, get whatever time you can on it, and die. And you get value from it. And there's the thing, like, when the robots do that, the humans have to prepare that there's going to be a big push coming. Like, all of this, look how insanely fast everything dies, right? There's like 3 sentries, bunch of heavies, scouts blocking the cart, and then the robots are just slowly trickling in, and this doesn't matter. And as a robot, you can't really, you know, retreat or run away from anything, because you're so slow. You kind of just have to commit to whatever you're doing. So the robot also has something called disruptors, which is like robots with weaker area control. Like, they're not as dangerous in a certain area, but they usually have, like, more mobility. Like, this is a disruptor. This is Christian Smar robot, and he can jump, like, really fast, has high mobility, and doesn't have a lot of health sustain. And he's also being buffed from here, because in this setup he was kind of shit. And right now, like, the card's pretty close. The robots only need 1 good push to win. So right now, what we're doing as a robot is just building up coins for a big robot push. So here I have switched to this robot, which has a half set to Ichi, so he dies in 1 half set to Ichi hit. So my goal is just to go on the cart, push it a little, die, and repeat over and over. So, like, death doesn't matter. You can see another disruptor coming in. Just this is a Hoovy robot that can stun, and he can't kill unless he just gets a tongue kill. And you can see he dies. But every time he dies, he gets 2 points. And there we have the taunt, or the crouch, to get to the spawn faster. But overall, a very strong feeling. So here, like, as humans, you gotta think, like, okay, the robots are just suiciding in over and over. Like there's no plan to this. So the humans here have very much free reign to just take whatever position they want. And here we go. Here is the boss push. So right now, because the robots have suicided and died so much, this is where the boss push happens. So we're just waiting to regroup here, because like this setup up here, the robots can't do anything. So here we have probably one of the most OP robots, other than bosses. So we're running triple heavy. This is Commissar Crits, full Kritzkrieg, and me with this robot that has a shield in front of it, and we have the quick fix medic, which also has a shield. So we have 2 shielders. We have a Cappy here trying to get a stab here, but like this is extremely hard to stop once the robots have this sort of setup here. And I'm also like, you can't heal bosses because their health is infinite, so or kind of like I'd say all damage they take is permanent. So I should have been in front of the boss, but like look at how much health we have. But already you can see the humans are doing a pretty good job. We had a pretty poor position there. And then this was like our main push. So the quick shielder medic, and they have the pyro just harassing the heavies. And eventually they're going to get this captured, because this is like a strong push for the robots. And you can see like even when we had a boss, 2 heavies, 2 medics, we had a pretty bad engagement, but still, like, the humans almost held it. They almost held it. If they had like slightly different composition, or maybe utilized pyros a bit more, like if they had pyros and they would have pushed the heavies down here, so the heavies had to walk back up, the human or the robots would not have won. All right. And then there's like this little feature that, you know, robot coins gets reset when the team switches, but however, any robot you have is kept. So if you manage to buy a robot, you can kind of keep the momentum from last round into the first round. So you can see this is a quick shielder, a really good healer medic. Doesn't have any weapons, only has the shield. And then we have Ares 7, which is like the standard Kritzkrieg medic. So like if you ever play this mode and you're unsure of like what to go or something, like Uncle Dane, Ares 7, and the HiGPS bot is like good always. So here I have switched to Captain Conch, which is like the conjurer, healer, support type of robot. And as you can see, you know, taunts work amazingly in this mode. So we have Moonji here, also did a phenomenal job here. So the way that you crack the robot defense is that as a spy, you have to yeah, as we said, it's like you need to, he doesn't start with shield. Shield comes from the health you deal. So I'm like, oh yeah, shield. Okay, goes pretty quickly. So I'm just like hurting myself. Can't, like, these robots can't rocket jump. Like only rocket jumping robots have like gunboats. But like, yeah, for as a human spy, you have to just shut this teleporter down. This is basically the respawn point, and it's like the prime area. So what's the clue here when the robots are defending, right? Because the robots can't go anywhere. You kind of just have to take space, and you can see Rara is doing that right now. He's an engineer. Like, the robots can't do anything about him just going over here and setting up like wrangled sentries on a range. And already we got Cappy here. He's already, like, he dies, but it doesn't matter because he now knows where the stuff is. And, like, this probably isn't going to be changed. And I think this... Oh, yeah, this is when the red tape recorder was bugged if you got killed. So you had to redeploy it. So you see here, like, you just use the range, right? Because, like, you can stand here pretty comfortably and just shoot at the robots. And, like, here, probably the sniper rifle with the explosive headshots would be better. But you can see, like, in this type of map, the humans have so much surface area. You don't want to fight the robots head on. You kind of want to stay outside the range and just do damage. So here you can see, like, they've taken the roofs. Rara is setting up, like, harass positions on top of the roofs here. And there's literally nothing this current composition of robots can do about it. Like, the robots have robots that can deal with this, just nobody's selected right now. Here, and once the first robot falls, it gets easier to get the rest. And the way this mode is designed is that you, as a human, will do more damage than the robots can heal. So if you just keep shooting, the robots will eventually fall. So here, once the robots are dead, that's when you really have to start taking down the engineer. And like right, this is pretty difficult because like the teleporter is very expensive. I think he will be able to get another one. And then, yeah, so this is one of the robots that can rocket jump. So I saw there was like stuff up on the roof here, so I'm trying to like take care of it. This robot doesn't have as much kill power. But then the humans have cleared up pretty well here and are just literally just pushing the cart. The humans can like... And also I'm not not very good with this sort of rocket jumping robot. You can see I'm trying to get on the cart here. And I don't do that much damage and I have to reload and jump around. So you can see like I'm spending a lot of time just doing what the role suggests, which is to disrupt. So I see that they have like some sort of setup here, take out these buildings, and then they're doing the same strategy that we had, is just to set up here on the highest high ground, and I try to get up there, and yeah, I die. Meanwhile, this is going to take a while to clean up, right? But you can see like you have the high ground, demo men deal 25% more damage on all weapons, just in general, as like a class buff in this mode. So if you just keep shooting, eventually they're like, you're gonna do like, because a pipe does 125, right? So you basically get 5 pipes for the price of 4. And then also most robots deal reduced damage to sentries. That's sort of like a balanced thing. But yeah, here, this is a pretty strong defense here, but the robots, like you say, they're few in numbers, and you can surround them. And you can also, like here, you can see Gamer Potato is just blowing them, like he should probably just have committed on the cart. But you can like blow them away from the cart and then capture it. Now this was pre-nerf, because this was insanely strong, so this has been tweaked, and heavy bots have been made more like harder to air blast, so like the way it was before the nerf, which still isn't implemented at the recording of this video, but will be in the next patch. It's basically like a single thermal thruster pyro can just literally land on the cart and push every single robot away, no problem, with 0 commitment. So it was a bit strong. So here's a pretty good defense, you know, for the robots. But there's only 3 robots here, right? So that means you need at least 9 humans to kill this, and you can see there's not 9 humans fighting these robots. Right, so you can see they're just kind of staying there, but you're doing damage like Demo Man here, really good, especially if you get the splash damage. And eventually, like, you have the quick shield. This guy, though, is really, really good. You gotta kill this guy first. But then they're getting this around. I like that the Pizza Pasta here is just waiting for the shield to fade before he throws the Girardi. And you can see they're using the fact that the robots are slow. It's like, oh yeah, you're using Flog, how about I just slowly, casually walk out of there? So, currently overtime. Robots coming in, or humans coming in here with an Uber, and... Oh yeah, that's right, I went on a fucking 6 spree here as a spy, Mr. Paladin. So strong here. You can stab people while invisible, but you can't actually block the cart, right? So, and you can't also force yourself to become visible. So that's sort of like me, because if I didn't go Paladin here, they would have lost. But yeah, Mr. Paladin is like, if the enemy team doesn't have a lot of pyros, and they have a lot of engineers, he gets really good, because he heals from sapping buildings. And his revolver is total trash, and he can stay invisible forever. You have to get a backstab to get like the buff thing. You can also cloak yourself normally, and you only have like 900 health, so you are pretty squishy. Like if you get focused fire, you die. So here we go, get a stab here, and now I can attack while invisible. You can see it's really, really strong, but I'm almost dead, right? So that's also why I wanted to showcase this, because I did really well here as a spy. But everybody here is doing pretty well. So here, it's like, it's an interesting thing I can do. I can like take the teleporter, and then I ended up wherever that teleporter was. Oh, it was here. And then I can sap all the buildings and heal, and then keep the pressure up. So but he's also a paid robot, and he's pretty expensive. So it's like you can't just like throw him away. And here I like another situation, because I also don't flinch, right, while I'm stabbing, but like getting me covered in piss, and then having this as a getaway. But I think, yeah, this is where I died. So did get a lot of mileage there, but you can see like it didn't really stop the humans. Not at all. This, however, is going to stop the humans, though. Whammo here, just walking onto the cart, but however, you know, Uber. And you also have, you know, the mittens to stun robots, making them laugh and stuff. So you have, the humans have a lot of tools to screw the robots over. Then you have this robot, Ride Cop, which is probably the strongest close-range robot if you can aim the shotgun, because like literally anything that's in front of you just like instantly dies. And you also have a taunt function that if you taunt, you get mini crits and a slight speed boost. And also, Big Joey is also a pretty decent pick, just at any time, because he is better at mid-range robots, which is at the range they struggle. Here we have Batman, which is really good on this map, because you have skyboxes. You can stab people. He's a disruptor. He doesn't have, like, a lot of kill power, but it's pretty fun, especially on this map, to, like, fly around and try and land and do backstabs and stuff. So walk on this, take the teleporter. I went somewhere over there. And I think I got stuck in the wall and then I got telefragged by him and he's like, yeah! Got him, guys! That was really good. So here, robots are just sort of packing the bus, but already you can see, like, when the robots do this, you can just take the roofs as a demo man and you can just do so much damage. And the robots don't have anything to deal with this amount of crit sticky or sticks. And you can see Gamer Potato here did like the thing I said, like he landed on the cart with the thermal thruster and just right-clicked and pushed every single robot off. It was like he did basically a job that requires 9 people by himself, which is why that is getting a nerf. You're still able to push robots, but not as effortlessly. Like you need more players to do it. And of course, the heal from Centro isn't that good. Like it heals AoE, but if there's only 2 targets, you're not really getting much value out of it. And the thing about humans is that you can still see the robot's health if you have the overhead target HUD enabled, which I think is enabled by default. So you will always see how much health a robot has. So the humans have like a bit of an advantage there. So M here coming through, and here another push coming. So we got Doombringer here. He's running a buff robot all by himself, and just look at how fast he's gonna die here, I think. Or maybe he survives. Barely. Oh, 61 health. Oh, no medic. And he's burning, he's burning. Oh, 6 health. Oh, yeah, he dies. It's a late death. Robot's still trying to defend there. I'm still running this Disruptor bot. I don't think I'm getting that much value. I'm getting like a pick here and there, but I'm not really making the humans do anything less, but it's like really fun, right? Just fly, because you don't take fall damage. But every time you go a spy bot, everybody's alerted to you spawning. So here you can see the humans are just setting up. They have like double teleporters here. The robots can't really do much about it. Maybe send in a Sentry Buster to deal with this, but you can see that they're slowly trickling in, and like now you can see that the robots, like with the shield medic, is like behind their own spawn, and like the humans have like taken over this area and are just doing so much damage. Like heavies just deal. Yeah, now this medic is like dead. What's he gonna do? He can't do anything. 3 robots dead, and here we have the Rager Heavy, which just has insane pushback. So the plan here was to try and push them back, and we also have one of the buffer bots. Give mini crits to the robots, and also a healer, but keep in mind healing, it's not like they're invincible while they're healed. And some of the robots still has immunity to being tickled. But yeah, overall very strong push here by the humans. You can see they have like so much surface area and they're really like using their range to their advantage, and they only have like, they have some people on the cart, like double mini sentries. The robots are bad against this. And here it's like, well, I can't, like, I think me playing Disruptor actually hurt this in the long run. Because the humans, they just have they have like this huge momentum, like one robot. Like, how are you gonna stop this? Might be able to get something with, yeah, Mortar Mech here, because you can just delete people, but then if they reflect, you die yourself. And there's just so much stuff here. I think this, yeah, and you can see like how easy it is for the for the pyro. Yeah, so that's gonna be it. A little cast showcase of this game. I thought this was a really good game for both humans and robots. If you want to check this out, go to bmod.tf. Balancemod.tf is still down, but we will have it back later. Be sure to subscribe and all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.